Hey everyone, it's Jonathan from Motorpsychology. Welcome to the channel. If you're a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. So in today's video, I am in a logging town on the far west side of Canada called Chemainus. It's more a touristy town now, but it was a logging town. Well, I'm just doing a Google map view of North America, and you can see this tiny island called Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada. It's not really that small, but it looks small when you're looking at the entire island. So I just put on the satellite view here, and I'm going to scroll in and show you where this small logging / tourist town is. And I'm zooming in on this street called Cypress Street, and that is where I'm walking up. Switch to Google roadside view here, and this is the exact mural that I'm walking by as I'm doing the introduction. So I don't live here. It's really far away from where I live, about 4,500 kilometers away. But anyway, just thought I'd show you where I'm doing this introduction at. So in today's video, it's more work on the cooling system of that C3 Corvette. And with any luck, we're going to be putting in the radiator and radiator fan shroud as well. So hopefully that'll go well. I have no idea. And I got to wait until I get back to my garage to get that done. Anyway, stick around. Let's dive into it and see how it goes. I've got some radiator parts here. These are actually the brackets for the top of the radiator. I need to refresh them. Right now they are super dirty looking. So I'm going to clean those and paint them and get them ready for the new install. The rubber tops, which is great. And the miscellaneous hardware as well. So next time you see these things, they will be cleaned and painted. So we got these cleaned here and cleaned and painted, and they look pretty good. So just putting some of the stuff back. This is one of the clips. Fits on here like that. Same thing for this guy here. And like that. And then putting the bumpers in, or the radiator support for the top. Same as the core support. This bumper fits in. Then you can take something like a screwdriver with a small tip and then push that through. So once again, that goes in here and you just push it through. There. Is that one done? Same with this. Just push that in there, push it through, and that one's in. So we've got the top core support radiator top ready for installation. And as always, kind of refresh those as well. So that's great. And then we'll move on to the radiator, which is over here. This is the radiator that I got, and I've had it for 2 years actually. So it's a Champion aluminum radiator. Not too sure what it's going to be like. I haven't even opened it. So it's a CC718 3-row core. I hope it fits. If not, I still have my old one, which I'll get repaired. Now we're going to take it out of the box and at least have a look at it. All right, this is the new radiator in the box. I'm going to check that out. And all right, let's open this. So it's nicely packed here. Looks pretty good. Pop the protective stuff off of it. That looks like the bottom of it coming out here. Super nicely packed. Slide this out here. Super light. That's one thing I noticed. It's super, super light. I'll get this sorted out on the bench and we'll have a look at it. So I've got it out of the box. I'm going to put it on the bench and then I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with the original radiator. Well, we're back here again. I'm going to get it out of the plastic. Okay, here it is. I don't see it being any better or worse than the original. If it fits, I'm good with it. Let's just check a few things on here. So that's 18.5 inches high and 31 inches wide. And at the very top, 2.25 inches. We've got these things here. They look like they're fine. This is the lower connection spot. And we've got the upper connection spot as well. So let's check out the diameter of this thing. It's about 1.5 inches outside diameter. So I'm going to get the other one. All right, let's do quick measurements here. From the bottom to the top, that is 19, so it's 1/2 inch taller. And it's likely going to be because of this thing here. $18 3/4. And just check this one out here. That's about 18 1/4. Hard to say. We've got these two things here. I'll have to pull these off and put them on there. And this guy is a lot shorter than that one here, which could be interesting, but it's probably not a big deal. That one's about 1.5 inches outside diameter as well, so that's going to work with that, not an issue. My big concern is this top part here, but it may work fine. We'll see. all you need are the radiator support brackets to rest on that, which they probably will. Got all these other parts as far as the hoses and things like this. This is going to be the, not too sure which one it is, but it'll fit on either way. And this is super important to get these radiator seal kits. It's a bunch of foam, but you put that in and it's just going to allow the air from the Corvette when you're driving to go up into the radiator opposed to being dispersed around the engine bay. So it's pretty important to put this stuff on. Yeah, that's pretty much where I am with the radiator right now. I've got another used one that I've found online, which I'm going to try and pick up this weekend. Then I'll have 3 to compare and I'll make the best choice. But if I can get the new one installed, no issues, then I'll be happy with that, because it's probably going to work better than certainly that one and the other one that I'm getting. So hopefully I'll be able to provide an update once I get the next radiator. Just going to open some of this stuff here. My main issue is to see if the top fits within that space there. These are so light. All right, so I'm looking at this space here where the other one kind of had that other piece of metal in there, which I don't mind making another one and putting it in if it helps out. So let's just check this out. All right, so this is eventually going to be supporting the top of the radiator. Here's the little cushion, and as long as it fits on that space, I'm good with that. So it does to a certain degree. It's not perfect. So this is the fit, and if it had that piece of metal in the middle, it would hit the top, but right now it's just hitting the bottom of those bumpers. So I mean, I can fit it in. It's not bad, but it's not perfect either. So I might put a piece of metal in there so that it can rest on there. Anyway, that's just for the top. The bottom is the same deal. Goes on the bumpers, which I believe are a bit bigger than that. But we'll find out when we take it out to the Corvette. All right, as mentioned, good idea is to put some of this cardboard over the fins before you install it. So I've cut this size-wise. I think it was 26 1/4 by 18 inches that way. So they fit perfectly over the radiator fins. So that should protect that while I put that in. And just to keep this in place, I'm just going to use a little bit of tape. All right, I'm going to flip it over and do the other side here. So we've got everything ready to go when I'm ready, and then we'll take it outside to the garage. Hey, it's me again. On this radiator project, I've bought a new one. I'm not 100% certain I want to use that. I can't use the original one. That's over $1,000 to get it re-cored. So I'm going to go out. It's about 75 miles away, or just over 100 kilometers away, in a different province where I live. So I'm going to go check out another radiator that a guy is selling from a C3 Corvette roughly around the same year. So it's for sale for $150. So if it's good, I'm going to grab that, and then at least I'll have a choice of which radiator I want to put in. So heading out to Quebec, which is a province in Canada that is French as well. So presque toutes les choses c'est fait en français. So everything's done in French opposed to English. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully things will go well. So I did go out and get this used original C3 Corvette radiator, and it cost me $150. I don't know if it's going to work out properly because there's a few little modifications in it that were used for an electric fan. But that being said, I'm going to rinse it down and then I'm going to start restoring this thing so it looks as close to brand new. But first, I'm going to wash it down and get all the hoses off. So you can see here on the back side, we've still got the upper hose, lower hose, which I don't need, and the petcock is down on that side, which is different than mine. But fortunately I have the screw, so I'll be able to put that in. All right, let's strip this thing down here. This thing off. All right. That's pretty easy. Go. Perfect. Now I got to get a few other things out. Let's see what this looks like. All right, let's have a look in here and see what that looks like. We don't know. I mean, it's an original one, so whatever. All right, I'm going to rinse this thing out and fill it with water and let the water run through. Just working on getting some water in this radiator to see what condition it is in. So based on what I saw before, there's a lot of gunk inside it. It may need to be cleaned inside and pressure tested as well. I do have a radiator pressure testing kit, which I may use on it. We'll see. Right now I'm just running the water through to try and see whether or not the water is going to continue to look crappy, help flush some things out, and then also give this thing a regular flush with the hose water. And as expected, there's old antifreeze and there are some old critters like spiders that are coming out of it as well. All right, I got this petcock off my old one, and I hope it fits on that one because it didn't come with one. So let's try that out. Good news is it fits. Now I'm going to plug that and see what comes off the top. Just going through a few cycles of filling this radiator up with water and letting the water flush out of there. I have to admit, on the video it doesn't look so bad. It looked a lot worse in real life, and from what I can see, this radiator doesn't have any leaks in it. I'm just concerned about how clean it is inside. So if I can figure a way to clean out the inside a little bit, I still may use this radiator. Who knows? But first of all, just checking it out for structural integrity and cleanliness. There's some weird black paint used on this, which most of it is flaking off, so I'll give this radiator a complete scrub down and try and get it back to the bare brass and decide whether or not I want to paint it with radiator paint or not. But as I'm doing this, I'm just checking it out, cleaning it up. The guy that I bought this from, he had like about 6 or 7 C3s on his property, and this was just one of the radiators that he didn't need for his C3s, so hopefully I can give it another shot, add life. Let that dry a little bit more. So this is the radiator that I bought. I've cleaned it up, brought it right down to the brass. It's currently filled with water. I've got plugs on the other end, and it has retained this water for the duration of the summer, so several months. And I'd love to put this in the Corvette, but I'm just not too sure if it's going to handle the pressure or not. I may try it, not too sure at this point. This is the original one out of the Corvette. Everything is pretty good about it except for the core is rotted out down at the bottom, so it needs a total core replacement. And as I mentioned before, it's around $1,000 to get that done, so you might as well buy a new one, unless you want to keep it super original. So I may do something in the future, like actually take these off myself and put a new core in. If I can source a core, I can put it in myself and rebuild it. So I'm keeping these for now, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to take off these fittings from the original radiator and put them on here. Since this is the lower part of the radiator, this is the lower part, this part goes here, and this part goes there. So hopefully these will undo. I'm pretty sure they will. Just going to use a standard adjustable wrench here. There we go. This fitting here goes over here. I think I'll clean that up first. There we go, a little bit cleaner. And we'll do the final adjustment on this once we're getting closer to the install. Now this one here is going to go on here. Maybe save this, maybe not. There we go. Try one of these on it. This is a 1/2 inch. Good fit. There we go. All right, there's the lower one. So I'll just clean that up and be right back. All right, let's put it in here. There we go. These two are on. Now we can get rid of this radiator. So I'm working on a plan for this radiator, and in particular I want to put some spacers on the bottom and on the top. So I've decided to do some 3D printing, and I'll show you what I did on this program called Tinkercad. It's kind of a simplified AutoCAD for making three-dimensional drawings, and in this case you can do your three-dimensional drawings and export it as a file and do 3D printing. So I've made these inserts. I'm going to show you very quickly on the Tinkercad program, and then I'll show you the printed versions and then putting them in the spaces in the radiator that I'm interested in, and hopefully it'll work, and I'll show you what I'm doing and the final product and how it's going to fit into that radiator. So let's check that out. So if you haven't used it, this is a free software. It's called Tinkercad, and I started off by creating a couple of rectangles, and the sizes are in centimeters here, so you're looking at 52 centimeters wide for the big block and 100 centimeters long. And all you have to do, or all I did, was make these two blocks. There's different layers that you can use on here. So what I did was, once I made the blocks, I kind of just carefully arranged them so I had the big block underneath, and then you can see me moving the smaller or the thinner block on top. And once I get that lined up, I'll put it in the right space, and you can see how it's going to start taking shape of the final product here. So I needed 4 of these, so I just made one. I mean, you can copy that and make another one, but I just wanted one file. I printed them out 4 times. They're nice and solid. The end results look good, and you'll see them in the next clip coming up. So pretty simple. That's all there was to it, and hopefully this little jig or tool or support will work well for my application. So let's check that out. All right, so here are these 3D printed little blocks. Not too sure how they're going to work out, but they seem to be pretty good. I've also got a bunch of this super thin, probably maybe 2 millimeters thick material, kind of like a rubber material. Like so. And I'm going to use it on the back of these guys here. And I'm going to go with 3 of them for now. This isn't particularly sticky, it's just new. So now you've got this block here with a little bit of a layer of rubber on it for insulation more than anything. So that's going to go in here, and I'll show you. So I'm not too sure where I'm going to place these things along here, but I'm going to place them on the outside of these holes here, just on the inside of those holes, and same with the other one. A little bit of fine tuning here, right to the edge. Tap that in. Once again, cut to size. It is about 1/8 of an inch thick now, I guess. And we'll just slide that in here. There we go. So now when you look at the radiator, it's going to be sitting on these two things on the core support, and you know, the little bit of ventilation that may be underneath may be helpful for rusting as well, or to stop the core support from rusting. I'm going to be doing the identical thing on the top, and that is mainly so that the radiator support brackets will fit, and I'll show you that. So this is the original support, and you can see how this thing here is fairly narrow. I mean, I could have cut that open and the whole thing can squish down, but with this block in the radiator, that's going to fit on here really nice when that is pushed down. So that was my main goal, is to get something that is going to fit nicely on there, and that's the same size as the original radiator top. So that's the plan anyway. So to wrap up this video here, I'm just going to do a heat test on this surface here. So remember I showed you these. These things are made out of a silicone rubber, and they are used for insulation and can be used for gaskets as well. So they do have some heat reduction properties. So what I'm going to do to test it out to make sure that this can withstand the 200 and let's say 20 degrees Fahrenheit that the Corvette will be running at, I'm going to heat some water up here on this induction hot plate up to 220, and then I'm going to empty the water and rest this on the pan and see if any melting occurs. So let's get this thing boiling, and I'll speed up the video so everything will work. Put this down to about, I've got it at 195. I'll see if I'll go for 250 and try it at that. So I'm going to be testing this with the 3 layers on, or combined it's about 1/8 of an inch. So it's getting close. So about 215. I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to rest this on top of here. See what happens. All right, let's check it out. So under here, no damage on it, which is pretty good. Hey everyone, that concludes part 1 of this multiple radiator selection video. So I think I've made my choice, and I'll be doing the install in part 2, which is coming up really soon. So thanks so much for sticking around and watching this video, and we'll catch you all right back here at Motorpsychology next time.